Hi, I'm Kathryn, and I'm a patient of Dr. Pillai's at the Florida Health and Wellness Institute. So in the spring of 2015, I miscarried our first baby, and following that miscarriage, I noticed a lot of symptoms that I had kind of noticed creeping in my life a few months prior had really intensified over the following months that came after that miscarriage. And while my OBGYN office offered some very basic lab tests and some very mainstream solutions, I just felt like there was something a lot deeper that was causing these problems, plus the miscarriage that I had had. So I began to reach out to other physicians and see if I could find someone who would help me figure out what the root cause of these issues actually were, so that I could figure out how to fix them and improve my health overall before we tried to have another baby again, and just for my general well-being. Some of the symptoms that I had been experiencing prior to the miscarriage that just continued on and intensified after were weight gain, about 20 pounds in about a year and a half. I was majorly fatigued. I couldn't concentrate. I had higher and higher anxiety, and stress levels were just crazy. And so I knew that I needed to find someone who would help me figure out why all this was happening, and not just someone who would throw something at me to mask whatever it was that was really going on. So later in the fall of 2015, I went and saw a physician who I thought could help me, and sat in the office and argued that I was not depressed, that there was something else that was going on, and I really would like, a few different labs run to see how things were looking and what was going on. And he kind of argued with me for a while, insisting that I had depression issues, just wanting to write the script and get me out of the office. So I knew that wasn't the person for me. And so my husband and I began to search Pensacola area, the Gulf Coast area, anybody that would be nearby that would really look into, investigate, and figure out what was going on with me, and guide us through the process of actually mending those things, fixing those things, and making me able to achieve optimal health. In October of 2015, we actually came across Dr. Pillai's online and decided to go ahead and give him a call after reading some of the stuff on his website and see if maybe he could help us. We went in for that first consultation. My husband went with me and kind of told him what was going on, and he listened and really just took in everything that I was saying, in addition to the fact that you have to fill out a very in-depth survey before you even go and see him that allows him to kind of see what direction he might need to take things. So when we went in there, he was very well prepared, knowing my history that I had, because I had filled out that form, and just was very open in discussion and very educational to some possible things that could be happening in my body. So he ordered some lab tests based on that, and he kind of pinpointed a few different issues and said, from what I'm hearing and from what you're saying to me, it sounds like you're dealing with A, B, and C, but let's take a look at the lab work and then we can meet again and discuss. And sure enough, when we got the lab work back, all the things that he mentioned, plus maybe one or two, were actually I was registering for on those lab results. So it turns out I was actually dealing with PCOS, low to none as far as progesterone is concerned. I had Hashimoto's thyroid, which is an autoimmune disorder. And I also have a genetic mutation, MTHFR, and I actually have 2 copies of one of those, which he educated me all about as well and helped guide me through understanding what each of those issues were. But at the end of that conversation of reading those lab results and explaining to me what each of those things actually entailed, he said, but there's hope, and we can fix this. And so that was so encouraging to me, because he didn't immediately say, we're going to write you a script for this and this and this and see you later out the door. It was, I'm going to equip you with proper diet, proper stress management techniques, and supplements that would be good for your body. And first, we're going to start with a detox, and we're going to clear all this junk out so that all these things can work optimally. And so I was so excited to get that started. And after discussion with him, we decided that a good 6 months of giving this a try would be good for us before we tried to conceive again. And at that point, we would reevaluate what my labs look like, but even more importantly, as he always will say, you know your body best, so how you feel at that point. And so we followed his program, we entered into his program, and I did that for the next, 6 months before we started to try to have another baby. And first go around, we got pregnant, and I'm currently 38 weeks pregnant with our little girl, who's been perfectly healthy this whole time. Had a great pregnancy. I felt better than ever, even before I got pregnant. I felt amazing. I still feel great while being pregnant, and I just am so thankful for all that Polize has done for us, and I look forward to continuing to see him after the baby's born. I know Dr. Polize helps a variety of different patients with different needs, but my heart particularly goes out to other women who are struggling with PCOS or Hashimoto's, and they can't get a diagnosis because of the way doctors are reading their lab work, or they're not looking into it at all. And maybe they're struggling with getting pregnant, or they've lost a baby in the past. And I just want to let you know that there is hope, and there is someone here that can help you. And I highly, highly, highly recommend Dr. Polize. Just go and see him. It'll change your life.